how a simple pack of pasta is made? How many stages, technologies, and quality checks each grain goes through before becoming a perfect pasta shape? Today you will see the complete journey, from the wheat field to the finished dish. No pauses, no filler, just the process. This is where the journey begins. Vast wheat fields, grown specifically for pasta production, stretching to the horizon under open skies. At the peak of ripeness, the wheat is harvested by modern combines, designed for precision and efficiency in large-scale agriculture. Each harvested grain is carefully collected and stored inside the combine's grain tank, preserving its quality from the very first step. From the field, the grain is transferred directly into transport trucks, beginning its controlled journey to the factory. Fully loaded trucks travel along roads toward the processing facility, carrying thousands of tons of future pasta. A modern pasta factory appears. A complex built for continuous, high-capacity food production. All incoming raw materials pass through controlled entry gates, where logistics and traceability are strong. But here, the entire
The journey
technological
begins with
together,
grain intake, moves through
from
milling
raw
and
grain
extrusion,
intake to the
then
final
careful
packaged
drying.
product. The grain is unloaded at the receiving station, where industrial processing begins. First, the grain is cleaned to remove dust, husks, and light organic matter. Heavier foreign particles such as stone and soil fragments are separated to protect the equipment. Metal detectors identify and remove any metallic contamination from the raw materials. The grain is then sorted to ensure uniform size and consistent quality. After sorting, the grain is thoroughly washed to eliminate remaining surface contaminants. Once washed, the grain is gently dried to reach optimal moisture levels for processing. Pneumatic transport systems move the grain through sealed pipelines inside the factory. The grain is stored in large silos under carefully controlled temperature and humidity conditions. Quality control begins with systematic inspection of the incoming raw material. Laboratory instruments precisely measure the moisture content of the grain. Finally, protein and gluten levels are analyzed to determine the future characteristics of the dough. Prepared grain is fed into the milling system where mechanical processing begins. Inside the mill, the outer avalache of the grain is carefully broken to expose the crushed material passes through a series of sieves, separating particles by size. At this stage, coarse grinding reduces the grain into larger flour fractions. Bran is separated from the endosphere, removing the outer layers of the grain. The remaining material undergoes fine grinding to produce refined flour. A system of roller mills gradually refines the flour through multiple controlled stages. Different flour fractions are sorted to achieve precise composition and consistency. Finished flour is transferred into dedicated storage units, ready for use. Air-based transport systems move the flour through sealed pipelines inside the factory. In the laboratory, flour samples are tested to verify quality parameters. Special instruments measure flour whiteness and milling precision. The finished flour is delivered into the industrial mixer to begin dough preparation. Water is added in exact quantities calculated for each batch. The temperature of the water is continuously monitored to ensure consistency. Optional ingredients such as semolina or vitamins are introduced in controlled amounts. The ingredients are gently premixed, forming an uneven granular mass. Mechanical kneading begins, transforming the mixture into a cohesive dough. During kneading, the gluten network develops, giving the dough its structure and elasticity. Finally, the dough passes through a vacuum chamber, where trapped air is removed to improve density and texture. Conditioned dough is smoothly transferred into the extrusion press, where shaping begins. Before forming, the dough consistency is carefully checked to ensure uniform texture and consistency. Moisture sensors continuously monitor the water content of the dough in real time. Samples of the dough are taken for additional quality verification. The extrusion press is prepared and calibrated for the selected pasta shape. The dough is fed into the press under controlled pressure. At the core of the process is the pasta die, which defines the final shape and surface of the product. Through the die, long pasta forms are extruded in continuous strands. Using different dies, short pasta shapes are formed. Rotating blades cut the pasta to exact lengths as it exits the press. Cutting speed is synchronized with extrusion to maintain uniform size. Freshly formed pasta is gently transferred to the drying room. Automated systems evenly distribute the pasta to prevent deformation. The pasta rests briefly as its shape begins to stabilize. A gentle initial drying phase removes the surface. Operators visually inspect the forming process to ensure consistency. Industrial cameras continuously monitor the pasta shape and alignment. The pasta is fed into the drying tunnel where long-term moisture removal begins. Inside the tunnel, controlled air circulation ensures even drying. Humidity levels are constantly measured to maintain optimal drying conditions. The temperature inside the drying tunnel is gradually increased to remove internal moisture without damaging the pasta. The first stage uses low temperature to gently stabilize the structure and prevent cracks. In the medium temperature phase, moisture is removed evenly from the core of the pasta. The final high temperature phase locks the shape and completes the drying process. After drying, the pasta transitions into a cooling zone to normalize temperature. Humidity is stabilized to ensure the pasta reaches its final equilibrium state. Vibrating conveyors move the pasta forward, preventing sticking and breakage. The dryness of the pasta is checked to confirm it meets specification. Automated systems inspect the product for cracks, breaks, or deformation. Final samples are analyzed in the laboratory to confirm compliance with quality standards. The finished pasta is transported for the packaging. The product is lifted using conveyor systems to the required packaging. Before packaging, small crumbs and fine particles are removed. Broken or defective pieces are automatically separated from the main product. Operators perform a final visual inspection before packaging begins. Each portion of pasta is precisely weighed to meet the declared net. Automated dosing systems prepare exact portions for packaging. Measured portions fall cleanly into the packaging hopper. Packaging material is prepared and aligned for continuous operation. Polyethylene film, cardboard, is fed smoothly into the packaging machine. The production date and batch number are printed directly onto the packaging for traceability. Each label is checked to ensure correct placement and clear readability. Measured portions of pasta are filled into the packages for time precision. Inside the package, the product is gently leveled to ensure a uniform appearance. Excess air is removed from the package to protect the pasta and extend shelf life. The package is hermetically sealed, forming a secure and airtight closure. The sealing seam is reinforced to guarantee long-term integrity during transport and storage. A barcode is applied to each package for identification and logistics tracking. The seal integrity is tested to ensure there are no leaks or weaknesses. Every finished package is weighed to confirm it meets the specified net weight. Individual packages move into secondary condition. They're prepared for boxing. Flat cardboard blanks are automatically formed with rigid transport boxes. Finished packages are neatly placed inside the boxes in a defined pattern. The boxes are sealed securely to protect the contents of the shipment. Completed pallets are stabilized using stretch film and wrapping. Sealed cartons are transferred to the palletizing system. Boxes are stacked into stable layers, forming complete pallets. Each pallet is wrapped tightly with stretch film to increase stability. The pallet receives an identification label for warehouse management and shipping. Forklifts transport the finished pallets to the warehouse. Pallets are stored in the finished goods warehouse, ready for distribution. In automated facilities, robotic systems handle storage and retrieval without human intervention. Finished pasta assortment appears on store shelves, ready for consumers. At home, the package is open to reveal the final product inside. Pasta is cooked, transforming industrial precision into an everyday meal. Finished pasta is served on a plate, ready to be enjoyed. If you enjoyed watching how everyday products are made, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and tell us in the comments which production processes you would like to see next.